Hey, how's it going, everyone? So, to move on to what I was talking about yesterday. So, I know I had some issues with that. I'll go back to my software that's on my computer. So, this is kind of where I'm talking about. So, you have the middle class, which is falling. We need to kind of figure out how to get ourselves and pull ourselves out of the situation that we're in before it gets way worse than it already is. So, with that being said, so I brought up, as you can see on the screen, I put the question is the U.S. economy collapsing? And if you go just by a quick glance at each one of these, you'll see that it shows that for the most part, the U.S. economy has already collapsed. We're in a recession. So you can also go to other countries and see that they're basically, I guess, rioting and stuff like that because their economy has collapsed as well. So it's a world thing. So with that being said, most millionaires get to where they are during a recession, during a depression. They have money on the side. So they can, sorry about that, so they can end up having some money on the side when it all happens. So now let's look at something else. So I'm into crypto for people that don't know, and I'm not telling you what to get into, but I'm just showing you how my train of thought is. So if you got everything going digital, think about it. You got the paper dollar, the coins, everything. They always seem to have a coin shortage every time something serious happens. More people use their debit cards and cards and stuff. Everything's being transacted through computers, so no one really knows, how much cash you have, and it's easier to spend. If you don't see the money, it's harder to let it go. So they kind of use that psychology and everything. So with that being said, we're already kind of digital. Now we need to figure out like what they plan on doing. So let's bring up this ISO 200.2.2. Now you have Swift right now that does all the transactions for the world, and it takes 3 to 5 business days basically to finish that transaction. They take a like 6 to 8% cut. See, for $100, they end up doing. Sorry about that. I had my daughter come in and then my wife come in. So I was saying they charge 6 to 8%. So let's say you got $100, they take seven bucks or something. But when you got people that are like, let's say, working in America and they're sending money home to, let's say, Mexico or something to their family because they can make more money here and ship it down there, they're getting a chunk of that. So let's say they're sending $1,000. You're losing almost $100 or more. I don't know how much they actually charge anymore, but that's roughly what they're doing. So, so now you bring up the ISO 200.2.2. So they already know that Swift is kind of lagging. They haven't done much changes or anything in like 50 years or whatever. It's pretty much going bye-bye. So ISO 200 is basically going to be a new structure for that. So if you actually go into here and read up on that, and I'm only bringing it up because maybe y'all might be interested in it. You bring it up, they're talking about originally it was supposed to be November 2022. However, we still are not sure. Some people said that was pushed to 23, and then other people said that was pushed to 25 of November or 2025. So I'm still thinking they're on pace for now because more and more people are popping up saying that they're going to, use different things. So that's something for y'all to look into. Another thing, so let's look at the coins. What are the coins that are going to be ISO 200.2.2? So let's bring this up. First one we get to. Alright. So on here, it does not show Bitcoin, it doesn't show Ethereum. However, let me see. Trying to figure out where it's at. Usually there's a list. So yeah, ISO conflict on those. But where are these coins? Maybe I shouldn't have picked on this. Oh, here we go. So you have Ripple XRP. That's one of them, which they're in a lawsuit with our SEC. However, all our other government bodies have actually said that it's a currency or a money transfer. The SEC, I don't know if they're doing this. It's pretty much a fake thing or whatever, in my opinion, because they're working with every other company in the world to do the, I guess, the central banking side of it. So they're doing the back end of it. Also pay attention to the XRP. You have XLM, Stellar. Now that seems to be doing the front end of the stuff. That's going to end up being the transfers. You got XDC as well, which, oh, here we go. All right, down here. So that's another one. So it's interesting to see this right here because I'll also bring something up here in a minute. But you can look at these coins as of right now. They're compliant or rumored to be compliant. These might be something you might want to look into getting if you can for the next wave of this, if you want to get a head start on it. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to make money or anything like that. I'm not saying that at all. What I'm saying is everything points to what's going to happen with this, with all this setup, with the ISO 200.2.2. What they need is something big to happen where every economy tanks and drops, which you're starting to see that now. There's going to get to a point where everybody in the world is going to be saying something has to be done. And they're like, oh, well, we have this ISO 200.2.2 that we can go into. We've been work on the back end or whatever, knowing we had to change this, blah, blah. They're going to be like magically here to save the world. So what I'm showing you is keep an eye, take a screenshot of that, whatever you need to do. All right, now, again, like I said, look at the XRP, XLM, XDC. All right, so let's go into, get out of this. All right, so ticker for gold for the stock market. We'll bring it up. What is the ticker for gold? So I know what it is. I'm just wanting to show y'all. All right, so this is the ticker to gold to buy it on, let's say, an exchange, XAU. So the X would be any country, basically, no matter what currency you are. So you might have the USD, might be, the X would be in place of a U, or whatever. So that's what I'm kind of getting on this. Why would those three be an X kind of set up like this? Now let's look at silver. What is their ticker? Where is it at? There it is. So we got XAG and an XAU for gold. Again, X. Because you're going all different countries. It has to be one main thing that has to be valued at. So it can be traded between countries and whatever throughout the world. So it makes sense that XRP, XDC, and XLM would be setting up to be those same situations to be able to do that. So that's just my thoughts on the whole thing. But if you don't want to stay middle class and eventually be poor, this is where I don't think the banks and the elite kind of knew what was going to happen, but they're pushing everybody on the Bitcoin. Now, there's definitely times to makes money in Bitcoin, Ethereum, all that other stuff, and I'm not knocking any of that stuff. You can make money off of any of of it if you really wanted to. However, I want to go for the more sure thing, which those ISO coins would be the main things that I'm looking into. ISO 202 coins. Because I think those are going to be the ones that'll get a lot of us and our families out of the situation that we're in right now. Why is it so difficult to bring up anything? Alright, we'll bring this back up again. Hopefully y'all can hear me. I am kind of talking a little low. There you go. So there may be other ones that'll be popping up here throughout the time, but right now these are the ones working through our government. And we have XRP that basically, you have David Schwartz that helped make that. You got Jed McCaleb. You know, those guys ended up looking at Bitcoin and making something better, which XRP was there. Jed McCaleb left and then started XLM. So you have both of these that are basically you can transact in 3 to 5 seconds, I believe it is. Then XDC was actually working with Ripple at the very beginning as well. So I think all three of those are kind of working together to make the base, I guess the back end of everything, how money is going to be transferred and stuff. MyIOTA, I don't have any of those right now, but want to look into that. I think that's going to be that's an interesting project. Algo is pretty good. You got a lot of people from the Fed and stuff that are moving to Algo now. Usually you see people from Ripple, which is, you know, XRP kind of thing. They're transferring back and forth between our financial, and they're actually working with making CBDCs, helping other countries make CBDCs. But now a lot of people are going to Algorand. Look at HBAR. Look who's on their board. I think you got IBM, you got LG, you have Google, I believe. I think Amazon popped up there. I mean, you got a lot of people that are backing HBAR. You got XLM, IBM, I think, is with them as well. So these are things that you kind of need to look into. I mean, if these big corporations and big companies are putting in to help, you know, push this along, and then they're all working with our government and other governments, I mean, it sounds almost like, yeah, this is going to happen, whether it's this year, next year, in 2025. I mean, it's going to get to a point where probably most of these coins, at least the XRP, XLM, XDC possibly, that they're going to pretty much lock out anybody from getting it. I mean, look at the USA. They end up taking it off pretty much all the exchanges XRP, so you can't buy it. What did they do with gold in 1971? That's exactly what they did. They're, oh crap, we need to take gold from everybody, you know, so they can't make any money. That's probably not exactly how they looked at it, but that's how I'm kind of viewing it. It seems like if something's good that people are going to be able to make money, they can get out of their poor, you know, side, and they can actually come up in the world. It seems like the U.S. government always has a way to pull that out, so you can't do it. As soon as they took it, what they do, they pretty much doubled the price. So now they did give you the spot price of gold at that time. However, no one told you after they got it all and they were good, they were going to end up jumping it up from $20 to $35. So I have a feeling that's kind of what they're going to be doing with these. Right now you can get, I think XLM is at 10, 11 cents. You got XDC at like 3 cents. You got XRP at like 35, 36 cents right now. So this coin here, XRP, was originally made to be a $10,000 coin or more. So what a lot of people think with these three coins, they're going to try to take as much as you can, get people scared so you don't hold on to them. And then they're going to let the banks deal with it. So when the banks end up getting these coins, they're going to be pumped up to, you know, $200,000, $500,000 or whatever, and then they're going to sell it back to us to be able to get those. That's basically how the stock market is too. You got the rich that are allowed to buy it before it goes on the exchanges. Okay, they get thousands of them for next to nothing. As soon as it goes to exchange or whatever, they're like 400xing their money while we're buying it at that price there. They were a 400x their money, and you wonder how the rich keep getting richer. That's exactly how they're doing it. However, our government made rules where we can't do that. So right now is a perfect time that you could get some of these coins, put them on a hardware wallet. Don't leave them on the exchanges. Don't leave them on a software wallet. Put them on the hardware wallet, like a Ledger, a Trezos. There's quite a few different ones out there. Get a hardware wallet, put them on there, get it. It's just my opinion. Y'all do what y'all want to, but this is how I'm viewing everything. I've got some money in like a 401k. I got a retirement. I got a pension. I got some stuff in here. I'd rather have a few different baskets for me and my family to be able to survive and actually get somewhere, so we're not part of this poor. For all I know, it might not even help at all, but I'd rather go down fighting than not at all. So maybe this helped y'all out. Maybe y'all got some info from it. If so, give me a thumbs up. Put a comment down below if you want to. I'm pretty good at trying to get back with people. And I guess we will see y'all on the next one that I post. I appreciate it, everybody. Thanks.